Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope everyone's doing well. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It is a late day, and today we are going to be talking about what to do before getting your MPA. Things that I wish I had known beforehand. So if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I'm going to try to keep this short today, but packed with good information that I think can help a lot of people. Things that I wish I had known. I got my MBA. Right at the end of COVID, and now it's 2 years later. So, if you guys have not heard my story, I used to live abroad. I came back to the States, was looking, I couldn't find work, started my own startup, and then decided to go to business school. And there's actually more to the story, but I decided to go to business school and took the GMAT, went to in San Diego and did a 2-year program full time. And a lot has stemmed from there, and I got a lot out of it. It is what you get out of it. So I'm going to give you some ideas. I was on the Entrepreneurship Society. I was in Toastmasters. Got to study abroad twice. Got to go to Europe. Got to live in Europe, really. Got my job through the MBA program. Got paid through the MBA program. So there's a lot of things that I think I learned, and I'm pretty good at looking for opportunities. And maybe it's because I work as a hiring manager and recruiter most of the time. Some actually amazing stuff that happened today. Some very fortunate news. I'll share another time. So today, to get to it, things that I wish I had known, things that can help you, and this can actually be used in any structure. It doesn't have to be MBA. It could be used. I know there's a few people on here that are definitely looking into cybersecurity. Definitely for your cybersecurity graduate program. Can be used in your undergrad program. You can use some of these techniques for looking for a new job as well. So, going to talk to you a little bit about that. One real quick thing: we are hiring. We're looking for additional salespeople in our organization. We pay commissions around $500 to $2,000 per sale. If you want more, feel free to send me an email. Okay, so number one, looking at MBA programs. So specifically MBA programs, you want to look, this is about a timeline. 6 months before you start a undergrad or graduate program or MBA program, you want to do some of these techniques, and you want to do some of these steps as well. First thing is you want to look at companies that hire MBA graduates that offer some type of internship. There's too many people that wait till the last second, man. I mean, that's like when the influx happens where people think they're no offense, I get it, but they pretty much wait till the last second. They wait till the last semester to start looking for internships or career opportunities. And guess what, guys? That's what everybody is doing. You want to build your network before going to the MBA, during the MBA, and then at the end, you're already set to go. You already have some career transition, and obviously nothing's guaranteed, but you want to increase your probability of success as much as possible. So there's a lot of great companies out there. NBC, for example, NBC has an MBA management program that pays like $80K for new people who get their MBAs, and it's a 1 year where you go to different NBC locations and learn their management style, and then you get promoted after that. That's an example of kind of an MBA career development program where do your research and have a good 10 to 20 companies already that you want to go into and start networking with those people, know when the applications are due so that you have a plan B. And different avenues of where MBAs can go, because everybody goes to the same bucket where they get to their last semester, they don't know what to do, and then they're just looking for anything. And if you're already prepared, you'll be able to. And you want to be prepared for the companies that hire MBAs right away, that have great programs, and that are going to give you skills that you can use to keep all the information that you just learned fresh. Very, very key. I have my green tea today, by the way. It's not coffee, so just a heads up. So that's number one. Number two, have a side hustle. There, I said it. You got to have a side hustle. It could be anything. There's so many different ones. Why do I say that? This is more of an educational technique, but I really do believe that if you're learning something and then applying it at the same time, you will get so much more value out of it. You'll learn more, and then worst case scenario, you get a successful business. So I would rather you, if you have a business already and you're going to your MBA, great. but have something to apply the principles and the theories and the techniques that you're learning that same day. It's gonna stick. Otherwise, have a part-time job. Now, I had a side hustle going on and a part-time job while I was in school, and I got so much more out of it because I was able to apply it. There's a lot of students who leave undergrad who go right into graduate program without experience, and they have nothing to kind of apply it to. There's no experience or memory or idea or image in their mind where they can apply the techniques that they learn in the MBA program. Just something I noticed. So it goes in one year and out the other, and they forget it within 30 days after learning it. And that's really, really tragic. So I would definitely recommend having something that you can attach it to, an experience that you've had in the past, or ideally you're doing a side hustle and you'd be able to really pin it to what you're learning at the same time, right? And then you're able to build a business from the ground up. This is just kind of afterthoughts, but some techniques that I would use when learning stuff. You don't want to just be parroting information, just learning it from that, and then parroting meaning like a parrot does, just repeating what the teacher says. You want to be problem solving. The whole point is that you're learning this information, you're integrated in yourself, and it's almost like a template where you're able to apply it on different situations in the future and problem solve, recognizing the problem, and then coming up with solutions and ideally opportunities. So some ideas of doing that, right? Recognizing the problem, think of situations, not just the homework, but also how would I apply this technique to a big company? How would I apply this technique to a small company? How would I apply this technique to my own company? Thinking of different situations is going to integrate that information into your subconscious. It's going to stick with you, and it's going to come out down the road when you need these skill sets the most, okay? So, number one, look at companies that hire MBA grads. Already have that at part of your arsenal. Number two, have a side hustle or a job already, even if it's 10 hours a week, if you're working full time, okay? I was doing multiple things. Number three, get TechnoTutor. If you've been on this channel before or if you've never heard me talk about it, TechnoTutor is something I wish I had. I've had it for the last year. I've seen incredible results. It allows you to memorize information 5 to 6 times better without it, which decreases the amount of time you're going to spend on studying, thank God, which is like the bulk of what you got to do. It's going to decrease that time, increase the amount of time on problem solving. Okay, so the amount of retention is really, really key. And it's not just like within the window of short-term memory. It really keeps going. I'm not going to get into a whole spiel about it, but basically it goes past your conscious mind to your subconscious and your unconscious. It really sticks in your head. So if you're learning MBA techniques, especially key terms, SWOT analysis, for example, but MBA key terms, you want to be putting those into TechnoTutor, and you want to be putting your custom list into TechnoTutor as well. Your probability of getting A, as well as having that information at your mental fingertips beyond MBA, very, very key, okay? I wish I had done that. I'm doing it now, actually, and I'm seeing the results, and I can reach solutions even easier. Number 4, get organized. What do I mean by get organized? You want to have notebooks dedicated to every subject you're learning. And I have detailed notebooks that I turn into almost a book, where I have screenshots. I have, like a lot of people keep their stuff on the computer, but I have a physical stuff of, like my marketing binder is with all the examples, both in the class, things that I've read that are not a part of the class, certain terms, ideas, brainstorming ideas, as well as when I was thinking of those things of like, how would I use this in my business? How would I use this in my job? How would I use this in a large company, small company, a service company, SaaS company? I have all those examples and the big key things, and I have those separated. And you want to make sure that you're getting in that habit of getting organized. And a lot of people, especially if you haven't been to school in a while, they miss that until the second year. They kind of get back into the groove that first year, and then second year they're ready. You want to start right from day one, getting into this habit of staying organized and managing the information, okay? Number 5, look at which teachers are recommended. There's tons of different services right now that you can see students' reviews. look at what students are saying about the teachers, and the teachers really are pivotal. As much as I love my school, I thought that every teacher could use a communications course, frankly, but some were better than others. You get value from all of them. I learned a lot from just the network of people. You want to look at the reviews. What are students saying about, the different teachers? Now, use this with discernment. There are a lot that are, people that are going to complain about a class. You want to look at the positives and you want to look at the negatives, right? If it's somebody just complaining, like I got gypped, I wouldn't pay attention to that, but use discernment. Look at the ones that's like, it's easy in the beginning, or he asked a lot of these types of questions, or be prepared. Anything you can do to be more prepared for the class is good, and how to navigate. So you actually pair yourself with the teachers that work with you, their teaching style, and you're going to get the most out of it. Okay? Number 6, connect with your network and students. What does this mean? It means you want to start connecting with the companies that go to career fairs. You want to start connecting with those recruiters. You want to start connecting, especially with the students. I would connect with the students before you even get there. I'm not saying I'm like this epic success, but I definitely was a lot more successful, I think, than the average student. And a lot of it was because of the people I used to talk to. I learned so much from my study groups and the people I was around. And if there was something that I thought I knew, I would always ask their perspective too, and I learned even more from them. Okay? There's definitely your teacher's perspective. There's definitely your perspective. And then there's also the other people, the other colleagues and peers and other students who have different perspectives. And you learn more from each single person. So if something is not making sense, it's good to ask that perspective. If there's something that does make sense, I still ask it, because it might be slightly different. And if it differs, ask why. Why is it? Who knows? I mean, well, maybe they have the right answer. And you figure that out. And it helps integrate that information even more so. Okay? Numbers. Are we on 6 or 7? Anyway. Connect with second-year MBA students. You want to connect with people who have already pre-paved the way. I got to live in Vienna. It was amazing. I had the best time, lived there for a few months, traveled around Europe for a bit, and then lived in Vienna. And the only reason was I asked second-year students, people who had done study abroad, which one did they, if they could go back in time, which one would they recommend? And the ones that said other ones, they didn't really give good feedback. They were pretty much like, I should have done this one. The ones who did Vienna were all like, oh my God, best decision ever. Case closed. I had 4 or 5 different choices. Everybody recommended Vienna, did Vienna, and I did not regret it, man. That was a blast, and I learned a lot, and I met a lot of good people that we're still friends. We have our own group chat, and we get on Zoom calls, and it's really fun. And that's a powerful network that I can plug into. So talk to people and network with people who have already done the first year. If you're doing a 4-year program, talk to people who are in their 3rd or 4th year. If it's a 2-year program, talk to people who are in their 2nd year. Okay? But talk to people who have already gone before you and ask their perspective, ask their opinion, ask for referrals. It's good to discover things on your own, but you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I would definitely get advice from people who have already been there and learn from their mistakes and their accomplishments. Number 7, know the tools at your disposal. There's so much stuff that I learned about the library and career stuff that I didn't even know, and there's one criticism, they should have told us this the first day, but it was a lot of stuff that you had to figure out on your own. And I mean, that is part of the whole program. When you're building a business especially, you got to do a lot of stuff on your own, but you want to make sure you're prepared, okay? And that goes back to like talking to second-year students. But look at the extracurriculars. Really look at the extracurriculars. My network really expanded also because of the extracurriculars. From study abroad, I looked at all the clubs that I could do, chose the ones that were best for me. I went to extra seminars that I knew that I could meet other people and hear different things from CEOs and entrepreneurs. And I met a lot of people through that. Actually, one of the guys I met through there, he started his own whiskey coffee business. And I just saw on Facebook, man, he took off. And I'm so happy for him. David, I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but I'm very happy for you, buddy. Way to go. I also part of Toastmasters. If you're just Toastmasters at your school, I would definitely recommend taking it. It talks about how to do communication, public speaking, which is a major part in just life. So check that out. Look at the extracurriculars. Look at all the tools. You want to look at all the tools at your disposal when going in any graduate program, both in the classroom, at the school, off the school, right? And that really goes back to career stuff. But those are some recommendations that I have, what to do before getting your MBA. Some things that I hope really, really help out. If you want some extra information, if you want some extra like help or tips, feel free to reach out to me, connect with me. I'm happy to share. You know, there are some people who ask me really random questions, but I do my best to answer everybody I can. Okay. In the description below, just so you know, if this is your first time, subscribe and like, you know, for other types of videos like this. I am offering a free course. I'm a big into law of attraction and Think and Grow Rich. We do have a free course. I didn't make it. In fact, people who did go to it spent $10,000 to go and see it. But it's free. If you want, I'll put the link in the description below. It talks about how to make money, and it's free, right? We are partnering with Uvaro, which is a free technical sales camp where they teach you for 4 weeks completely free, and then they pair you in job placement for $80,000 technical sales jobs. I mean, that's pretty cool. So I would definitely check that out. Reach out if you want to connect. Again, TechnoTutor is the biggest tool that I would really recommend implementing. There's a lot on there. I'll probably make a few videos about that. You can definitely check out my channel if I've talked about it before. But reach out to me if that's something you want to explore and use and get more out of just everything, and especially your schooling and especially your MBA. I'd be happy to chat about it, and I'll tell you a little bit about my experiences doing so. All right, guys, take care. I know that I always say these are going to be short and then it's like forever, but hope everyone's doing well. Enjoy. You can't put a price on education. So, and live life to the best you can, to the max. Keep leveling up. All right, cheers.